How can you evolve as a leader? I think this is one inquiry where the many times we ask leaders that how can they evolve as leaders. A lot of times we get answers that are more of developmental, that are more of leadership development aspect. Either they can evolve through training, they can evolve through reading books, they can evolve through feedback. I mean, which is perfectly well. But how you can evolve as a leader is beyond the leadership development. It's beyond training, it's beyond reading books. But it's also about action, especially when you're engaging with your team. Remember, we talked about in previous episodes that the fundamental aspect of leadership is actually to add value to your team every day. So your evolution, how you can evolve as a leader, is to see what are the ways on how you can add value to your team every day. On the flip side, when we ask this question again to the followers, to your team members, then we get answers like I would want my team, my team leader to actually understand and fund the positive things that I do. I would want my team leader to appreciate me on the things that I actually do well and not only pick out on the negative, and many such like thoughts. And that gives this realization in terms of if you are to build highly engaged and productive teams, then we need to evolve to become more of cheerleaders. Because if we are not cheerleaders, then what we are is we are inferiority leaders. We are leading through inferiority issues. And it may not be as extensive to become a complex issue where you have low self-esteem and so on, no. But the small behaviors that you're not funding your team members, you're not acknowledging something positive that they're doing, you're not funding a positive behavior in front of people and acknowledging it, then it shows that you have some elements of inferiority issues. And if you turn that around and start funding, start encouraging, start picking out the positive in your team, start even picking out the positive and even funding it to your team leaders, then you start to act or to shift into becoming a cheerleader for that matter. And that's how then you're able to move and start creating some more engagement in your team, and eventually will lead into high productivity. I just want to finish by giving you a quick exercise. Write the names of your direct team members on a piece of paper. Then write between 3 to 5 things that you have actually over the last 3 months. If you can reflect over the last 3 months, what are the things that you have actually found about each of your direct reportees? How many of them? Write them down. I've found these. I picked these out. I actually encouraged this team member in front of everyone. I picked these up and I went to the board of management, board of directors, and I actually shared this as coming from my team member. How many of those things have you picked out for the last 3 months? And that's where you can start your work in terms of understanding that. Which team member are you not funding them? Which team member are you not encouraging them? Which team member are you not cheerleading them? And it's the start for you to start consciously picking out the positives and cheerlead your team. Because the more you cheerlead, the higher the engagement and the likelihood of higher productivity. So I want to challenge you today. Do that exercise. Every other 3 months, do that exercise and see. But more so is become intentional in terms of picking out the positives, the 1%, and fund it. Because the flip side is you're very quick to pick out the negatives that your teams are not doing and expound it and share it with them every other time. If I could tell you to write the things that you've picked out negative and have communicated to your team member, the list will be longer. But the opposite in terms of the positive and funding it and expounding it is actually lesser. So I hope I've challenged you there. If you want to learn more about the 5 mind shifts in building highly productive, highly engaged and productive teams, get in touch with us. We'll be glad to share it with your leaders. We'll be glad to share it in your organization. Watch out for the book that is coming up for you to see how you can get a copy. And we'll be ready to engage with you further on this inquiry. Follow us if you want to learn more about the 5 mind shifts of building highly engaged and productive teams. My name is Gilbert Angana. I'm the CEO of Ascent Leadership Group, and that's what we do: leadership coaching, leadership training, and consultancy. Thank you very much.